Hey everybody, it's Andy Barrar, Handy Andy from handyandymedia.com, and today I'll be doing a review for Best Buy's blog on this product right here. It's from Cync and it's their Direct Connect Smart Light Strip. Now, in this review, we're going to talk about the design of this LED light strip, basically what makes it unique. We'll talk about the setup process, which happens to happen basically all on your smartphone. And then we'll talk about the installation process when you are going to install this in your home. And of course, I'm Handy Andy, so I'm going to give you some tips and tricks on what to do, and more importantly, what not to do or what to avoid. So without further ado, sit back, relax, get your popcorn ready, folks, and cue the intro. So let's go ahead and start with the design of this LED strip. First things first is the length of the strip. It is 6 feet and 8 inches long. And what's interesting about this, and we'll talk a little bit about this more, is it can be extended. When you look at this strip, especially when you compare it to the other strips that I've used in the past, this one actually looks like it is for outdoor use, but it's actually designed for indoors. And what you'll notice is that you see that it has this kind of rubber type of enclosure, and the LED strip sits inside there. And what makes this unique is that it is really built with quality materials. Another thing you'll notice is that you can actually cut this strip. And on that strip, you'll see these little tiny scissor marks. And that's the designated areas of where you can cut it to length. So if you're putting it in a certain area and it's a little bit too long, you have that ability to cut it. You'll notice on the end is a module, and that's the power module, which allows you to turn it on and off via a button. So you don't have to use your smartphone, you don't have to use your voice, you can actually manually turn it on and off. On the back, you're gonna find 3M tape, and that allows you to stick it onto any kind of surface. And I'll talk a little bit about the 3M tape during the installation process. Also, on the other end of the strip, you'll see there's a little plastic cover. And if you take that off, you'll notice there's a connection port. That allows you to buy an additional add-on extension strip to make it longer. So in the event that, say, you're just a little short, you want it just a little bit longer, you can get the extension strip connected into that port to extend your line. In fact, if I'm correct, you could actually, on one single module, power module, get that up to about 32 feet. So that's incredibly long, especially for just one outlet. Now let's go ahead and talk about the setup process. Everything is done from the Cync app that's available for iOS and Android. And it's super easy. In fact, if I know correctly, this is one of the first products that is using this new standard called Matter. It's a new smart home standard that allows all these different manufacturers to adhere to one simple protocol that makes setting this up to your smart home simple. And the Cync app, everything from, setting it up, detecting it, setting up your Wi-Fi, naming it, putting it into what room. You can even set it into certain groups if you have multiple Cync products. And the benefit of doing that is that you can then turn everything on and off via voice. Speaking of voice, the voice assistant integration on this is just fantastic, because typically in the past, when you would want to set something like this up, you would set it up in the app, and then you would have to go into the Amazon Alexa or the Google Home apps, and then from there, set it up over there separately. With this, it's all done inside the Cync app. So once you get it all up and running, it asks you if you want to set it up to a voice assistant. And that integration, I think a lot of people who maybe are not very tech savvy are going to really appreciate that, because it makes the entire installation to get it up and running with your voice assistants seamless. And the entire installation, to be honest with you, to get this up and running was like 3 or 5 minutes. Like, smart home products have gone such a far way in the last couple of years. And with this new Matter protocol, I think it's just going to get easier from, in the future. Now let's talk a little bit about the installation of the LED strip. These LED strips are great for lighting, but they're better when you can't actually see the strip, because there are just individual LED lights. And for me personally, I don't like looking at the light, but I like the light that it produces. So if you have it, like in my case, above kitchen cabinets, it'll just radiate against the ceiling and light up your room. Another good tips I should say, is to put it underneath cabinets or underneath the desk. Essentially, you just want to place it where you can't see the strip itself, but you see the light that it's producing. And when you do that, you'll notice that it just really looks nice. Now let's talk about my experiences using it. As I mentioned, you can change everything with the app. You can change from millions of different types of colors. And I have to say, one thing that really impressed me was how bright the light is. If you got enough of these strips, I think you can just go without having your typical light fixtures and just use these, because inside the app, they have not only your colors, all the different types of colors, but they have the white colors. And inside the app, you can actually select from different types of whites. And what I love about it is that it has like candlelight, sunlight, basically color temperatures that we're very accustomed to. You're going to be able to set that up in a breeze. So say if you want really natural lighting, you can do that. Or if it's in the evening time and you want more of kind of like a sunset or a candlelight type of glow, that orangey glow of the sun, again, you can replicate it with this. And I really like the voice assistant, and I think that's how most people are going to use it, because the voice assistant on here is just the easiest way to turn it on and off. It kind of reminds me of the clapper. I don't know if you remember from like the late 80s, early 90s, the clapper. This is like the clapper 2.0 to be able to turn your lights on and off via voice and change the colors as well. So all in all, I have been a huge fan of LED light strips. I just love the light that it produces, provided that you don't actually have to see the strip itself. So above cabinets, below cabinets, or below tables, if you have a gaming room, something like this is just gonna really give this good ambiance in your room and make it really cool. And it's so modular, you can change the colors at any time. However, that said, I do see some room for improvements, especially inside the Cync app. So the great thing is these improvements, I really think Cync can make them in future updates. One, I would like a circadian feature, because they have those natural white lights, like I mentioned, where it can mimic the sun. But what would be great is if they could actually time it with the sun. So at sunrise, you get that color of the sun inside your home, and then the sunset. So depending on the time of day, the light would change. That would be just a killer feature. And if somebody's watching this on YouTube, please make that integration into the app. You will make your customers very, very happy. Another thing they could do is put some effects. If you look behind me, you see how I have this light kind of Knight Rider effect. I would love to see Cync do something like that, because if you're really geeky like me or any other young person, you would love to take advantage of that, be able to have certain effects. Just gives more out of the light, and I think that would be a great addition. But all in all, if you haven't used LED light strips before, you're missing out, and Cync is actually doing a really good job with it. A couple of little tweaks in their app, and this is going to be just, one of the best smart home products and investments you can make. Well, I hope you enjoyed this review of the Cync Direct Connect Smart Light Strip. If you did, please smash that like button, subscribe to this channel, and leave your comments below. If you want more information about your boy, you can reach me at my website, handyandymedia.com. I also have a YouTube channel. I do a lot of DIY, gardening. I break things, I fix things, and so if you like that type of content, you want to subscribe to my channel as well. Once again, my name is Andy Barrar, Handy Andy from Handy Andy Media. We'll see you again next time. Bye for now.